Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I am going to be talking about trying to come up with a routine for yourself when you struggle with ADHD, because having a routine is very difficult with ADHD, but there are some ways that people can try to work around it, and this is my current strategy to try to tackle it. So I am making a little ideal daily routine or schedule for myself, and I wanted to make something a little bit more fun and pretty to put on the fridge, so I decided to just make something very simple, just draw it out by hand and get some fun little sparkly watercolors in there as usual, and yeah, I got this idea from another YouTuber, which I would have to really search to find who it was, but basically they had a nice little paper on the fridge like this, but I think, it was just something printed out, so I figured, hey, I want something, kind of cute to put on the fridge, and I thought it was a really great idea just to have some sort of base schedule that I could easily access and look at every day and keep myself on track and try to be productive and just use it as kind of a guideline, but something broad enough that it felt easier to stick with and it didn't feel like too much pressure, because I feel like really strict timelines are hard for me to kind of follow, especially if it's something that I'm just doing for myself. I have a really hard time with kind of keeping myself disciplined. And I think that is just a big struggle that I've had with my ADHD, is just trying to stay on track with something. I'll get some kind of goal or idea and I try to keep on track with it, and it just doesn't really happen. So I figured I would make this a little bit more forgiving and not so strict. A big reason I wanted to make this little routine for myself was that at the time of recording, I was in a really bad habit of waking up very late in the day. I'm talking like 12 o'clock or so, and this was just really detrimental to my productivity. It just didn't matter if I had some sort of plan. For some reason, it just all slipped out of the window as soon as I woke up later than I wanted to. And I felt so discouraged, and I felt like I got my day started off completely wrong, and it would just avalanche from there, and nothing would go how I wanted it to for the rest of the day. And then by the time my husband got home, I felt like I had nothing done for the day. And unfortunately, I have really struggled with tying my happiness and satisfaction for the day with my productivity, which is something that I definitely need to work on. But for now, I think the best solution was to force myself to wake up earlier, to give myself more time to complete all of the things that I wanted to do. Because I was getting up at 12 o'clock or so, I really didn't allow myself enough time in the day to get everything I wanted to get done. And even though a lot of this time was spent scrolling on my phone or something, which is definitely not productive, but I just was like, wow, I have 5 hours to get everything done, and the time would fly right by, and then all of a sudden, John is getting home, and I don't have any dinner ready or anything, and I've done nothing. Maybe I did one small chore or something. It was just every day I was like, wow, what did I even do? This is pathetic. So it's kind of, it wasn't fun. So I really wanted to give myself a little bit of structure and an idea that, hey, if I follow this a little bit, it is way more realistic that I'm going to feel better and get more things done during the day, which are things that I should be getting done anyways, like chores and stuff like that. And, I want to be doing more art, and now I'm recording and editing videos and prepping dinner and having a plan. I just want to be more on track with all of those things. So basically, my idea is that every day I should kind of take a little moment to check any specific things that need to get done that day. So I can check my planner at this time if I had anything written down, if I need to shower, if I have anything going on or whatever, I'm an every other day shower girly, whatever, and any phone calls or important things like that I need to follow up with. And then thinking about, is there anything I need to take out to thaw? Do I need to do some food prep if I bought some salad supplies that I can just take some time to prep all that? Do I have any appointments or any other plans today that I need to account for in my routine or, just kind of change it up for the day? Or do I need to worry about doing laundry that day or going grocery shopping? Because laundry is something that I have to go to my parents' house, so it's like more of an ordeal rather than just doing it at home, which stinks, but it's okay. I fit in a visit whenever I do that, which is nice. So basically I am telling myself, hey, I should, by 9 o'clock, wake up, wash my face, eat breakfast, do whatever, kind of just get human for the day. And then try to do a little bit of dishes because we don't have a dishwasher, and that has been the bane of my existence since I've been home all the time, is trying to keep up with the mountain, and it's rough. So I think I need to chip away at it daily, or else it's not gonna be good. And then I should give myself a good 3 hours for any kind of content creation, if you will. Whether that is drawing of some sort, painting, I would be maybe recording also the drawing process anyways, either for a video or for shorts and stuff like that to get some footage, and then maybe editing videos if that's something that I needed to get done that day, to make sure that I have videos scheduled and ready to go. I don't want to be rushing it last minute. And then take about an hour for lunch and just a little break. I'm trying to leave a little bit of a buffer. None of these things really have to take those exact amounts of time, but I just want to try to keep on some sort of track because it has been really bad without some sort of routine happening and just kind of free-for-alling every day because there's nothing that's like dire that I need to be awake for or anything, which is very hard, and forcing myself to get up when I really don't have a specific thing happening. But I'm getting better at it because when I recorded this, I was consistently waking up at like 11 or 12 or something, basically just eating lunch. But nowadays, I'm definitely waking up a little bit earlier. Am I sticking to the by 9 a.m. get done with all those things? Not really, but it's okay. We are making a start, and we're taking it day by day. And I'm not being mean to myself because it is hard to form habits, especially with ADHD. So it's okay. It'll be fine. I have seen improvement, so that is good. And then after a break, I will take some time to do any social media updating and whatnot, answering any messages or comments and things like that, just making sure things are, scheduled, up to date and whatnot. And then I am giving myself a lovely 2 hours of buffer time if I need to do errands that day, if I need to do any chores, or just fit in some more art and stuff like that. And this buffer time, it doesn't even necessarily need to be at the specific time. I put 2 to 4 o'clock. It's okay if this is just like spread out through the day. And yeah, I think being a little bit more realistic and forgiving when you're trying to set something up like this, especially with ADHD, I think it's more helpful, because if you're making it too unrealistic for yourself, it's just never going to work and it's not going to happen, and you're going to feel like disappointed in yourself, which is what I was feeling before this because I was just not getting anything done. So having a little bit of forgiveness definitely helps, I feel. And then around 4 o'clock or so, depending on when John is getting home, which usually is about 5 o'clock unless he is running errands or doing something after work or on the way home, I will try to get dinner started and ready to go, and I would love to aim to have it done by like 6 o'clock or something, you know, depending on the plans for the day. But that is the goal, is have it ready within an hour for him arriving home. And yeah, because then by the time he gets home, we're hanging out together and I'm not really doing anything else productive most times. So I just kind of want to leave that time not planned for, because we're just gonna, you know, hang out, watch TV, whatever. And yeah, so that has been my goal. I can't remember when I made this and recorded this video, but since then, have I stuck with it? Not very well, which is pretty funny, but I think overall there definitely has been an improvement, and I think I need to just try to get back into checking this daily, reminding myself that it exists on my fridge. It's very much there, central in my kitchen, but yet, you know, I probably walk by it every day. So it's hard starting a new habit, and my planner is also something that I need to stick with and try to literally leave open somewhere so that I can wake up in the morning and look at my planner and see, okay, what do I want to get done this week? You know, do I want to record some videos? Do I want to get some paintings done? Do I have to do this other task or something? Do I have plans this week that I need to account for? And it's just, I will be good about it for a week or two or so, and then I fall off, and then all of a sudden it's like a month later, and I wonder what the hell happened? Why have I not been doing this? So it's a little tricky to stick to things, but I think making a nice little pretty routine paper for yourself is a good way to really take the time and think about it and make some goals for yourself, but try to keep it realistic and forgiving, especially if you are really struggling to get back into some sort of routine, because as I've said, making it unrealistic sets yourself up for just disappointment and feeling like, oh my god, I messed this up again. How could I? You know, it's not good, but you need to put in some effort in order to make progress, which is something I am still learning. So I hope that this was helpful. Hopefully this is a better way to look at making a routine, and I really appreciate you watching all this way if you have, and I will see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.